Let's start the last part of this chapter, Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. And the topic is a closer look, Vajji. Let's start the topic. Vajji, you can see in the map. Vajji was one of the 16 Mahajanapadas. In the previous videos, we discussed that there were 16 Mahajanapadas. So Vajji is near Magadha. You can see in this map again. While Magadha became a powerful kingdom, Vajji, with its capital at Vaishali, V for Vajji, V for Vaishali in Bihar, was under a different form of government. So what kind of government was there in Vajji? It was known as Gana or Sangha. So what do you understand by Gana or Sangha? Before reading further, we have to know that what is the word meaning of Gana or Sangha. So first listen, the word Gana or Gan in Hindi, in Sanskrit and Pali. In Pali it means tribe. It can also be used to refer to a body of attendants and can refer to any assemblies or association. This is Gana. And if we talk about Sangha, Sangha means the word Sangha in Sanskrit. It means association or assembly, company or community. For example, in Buddhism, Sangha refer to the monastic community. So it refers to monastic community of bhikkhus, monks and bhikkhunis, nuns. So in this way, Gana or Sangha, these were the word meanings. In a Gana or Sangha, there were not one. As we have studied about the definition of Gana and Sangha, so we have understood that this is the group of people. So there was no one king, right? In a Gana or Sangha, there were not one but many rulers. Many rulers were there. Sometimes even when thousands of men ruled together, each one was known as Raja. So these Rajas used to rule these Ganas or Sanghas. So these Rajas performed rituals together. So all the rituals were performed by the kings together, combinedly. They also met in assemblies and decided what had to be done and how. So all the decisions were taken in combined form through discussion and debate. So you can understand today also in the parliament, in our legislative assemblies, the representatives, MLAs, MPs sit together and they decide, right, what to do and how. All the decisions they take in combined form, and they are equally responsible. Means for entire country, parliament is fully responsible for all the rules and regulations, all the laws and the maintenance of law and order, all the things. So in the same way, at that time, Gana or Sangha were there. So for example, if they were attacked by an enemy, they met to discuss what should be done to meet the threat. However, women, dasas and kamakaras, those people who used to work, women, dasas and workers, kamakaras, could not participate in these assemblies. So both the Buddha and Mahavira, you have studied, you have listened about Buddha and Mahavira. In this class also, in chapter 6, we will study about Mahatma Buddha and Mahavira, Swami Mahavira. So Buddha and Mahavira, about whom you will read in chapter 6, belong to Ganas or Sanghas. Some of the most vivid descriptions of life in the Sanghas can be found in Buddhist books, some of the Buddhist books. This is an account of the Vajjis from the Digha Nikaya. Digha Nikaya is a famous Buddhist book. Clear? It is in Buddhist literature, which contains some of the speeches of Buddha, Mahatma Buddha. These were written down about 2300 years ago. Ajatasattu and the Vajjis. So just have a little discussion. Ajatasattu wanted to attack the Vajjis. He sent his minister named Vasakara to the Buddha to get his advice on the matter. The Buddha asked whether the Vajjis met frequently in full assemblies. When he heard that they did, he replied that the Vajjis would continue to prosper as long as. So here some of the attributes: they held full and frequent public assemblies, they met and acted together, they followed established rules because these rules were fixed by the assemblies, and they respected, supported, and listened to elders. Vaji women were not held by force or captured, and chaityas were shrines. Local shrines means religious places like mathas, etc. were maintained in both towns and villages. While saints who followed different beliefs were respected and allowed to enter and leave the country freely. It means they had the freedom, but women were not held by force or captured. This is also the major feature of Vajji Sangha. And now, Rajas of powerful kingdoms tried to conquer the Sanghas. Nevertheless, these lasted for a very long time, till about 1500 years ago, when the last of the Ganas or Sanghas were conquered by Gupta rulers. We'll study about this in chapter number 10. Now, the last and final topic, elsewhere. Greece and Athens. In Atlas, we can find easily Greece. This is the Greece in the map. Athens. Around 2500 years ago, the people of Athens set up a form of government which was called a democracy. Today you have listened the name of democracy in the civics. Demos plus kratos, there are two words, demos plus kratos. Demos means the people, kratos means the rule. Democracy, it means the rule of the people. How it is the rule of people? Because today the government is elected by the people. So which lasted for about 200 years. All free men over the age of 30 were recognized as full citizens. Who were the full citizens? Those men, only men, not women, only men who got 30 or more years of age were called full citizens, and they had the right to vote. So there was an assembly that met at least 40 times a year to decide on important matters. All citizens could attend these meetings. Appointments for many positions were made through lottery. It means through the lottery they used to decide that who will get which post. All those who wanted to be chosen gave in their names, and then some were selected through lottery. Citizens were expected to serve in the army and the navy. Army and navy, they were expected. However, women were not considered citizens. As we already have discussed that women were not considered citizens and they did not have right to join these assemblies. Also, many foreigners who lived and worked in Athens as merchants and craft persons did not have rights as citizens. Besides, there were several thousand slaves in Athens who worked in mines, fields, households, workshops. They too were not treated as citizens. So many people did not have the right to vote or right to join the assembly, and they were not having the equal right to the citizens of Athens. So in this way we have studied, this was the matter of elsewhere. So in this way we have completed the chapter. So dear students, in the next video we will meet with some MCQs. So till the time you have to revise, read the chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.